We have the NFL Combine starting here shortly. And you know what time it is. It is time to get into mock drafts from the guys over here on Chicago Bears Central. So on today's episode, you're going to get Bobby's mock draft 1.0. We're going to talk about some of the players I believe the Chicago Bears can potentially go out there and select. I'm going to provide you what my eyes are showing me. And then I'm also going to give you a little bit of background on how I feel the Chicago Bears will approach this thing. But before we talk about it and break it all down, you gotta hear the music first. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host here, Bobby. Duh, because it's Bobby's Mock Draft 1.0. So if you're tuned in, ready to talk Bears football, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because all off season long, myself and the fellas will be bringing that fire. So join in, join the conversation, and I am open to critiques on my mock drafts. It's a mock draft, but here's my reasoning about a lot of different things and what you should expect. Just a quick sneak peek. I'm going off what my eyes tell me. I'm going off what the stats say. I'm going off what I believe the Chicago Bears is thinking right before the draft and when the draft is going to arrive. But I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. We're going to jump right into it. I'm going rounds 1 through 5 for the Chicago Bears. Now, the Chicago Bears in round 1, they select that 25th. And I'm not even going to hold you. It sucks a little bit because we pick it so far back. But I feel excited about it because that means we did something right this season. And man, was it a great time to kick it with the fellas and to rock out with you all. But no, we ain't going to hold you no much longer. Here we go. At 25th in the first round, the Chicago Bears will select defensive tackle Caleb Banks out of Florida. He's a 6'6", 330-pound defensive tackle. Massive guy. Comes in with a lot of experience on the defensive line. Now, I know there will be some people that push back and say, Bobby, what about Peter Woods? Bobby, what about Caden McDonald? And to be quite honest with you, I have Caden McDonald I hold him at a really high level. However, I don't think he's going to be there at 25 for the Chicago Bears to select. If he is there, I would take him, but I don't think he's going to be there. So while Ryan Poles went out there and at the media availability, he went out there and said he feel like the class of edges is a lot better or has a lot more to offer than the defensive tackles. So I think at the 25th spot, the Chicago Bears should go out there and get themselves a defensive tackle while the best talent is available at that position. We talked about the height, the weight, and I will also throw out there for you all that's going to go out there and look at his stats and not see really much happen this past season. And that is because early in the college football season, Caleb broke his foot, but he could have sat out. But no, he decided to come back and put some play on the field so some film can be available for him. And in just 3 games, he had 6 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, didn't have any sacks. Now you might ask, what did he do in a full season? The year prior in 2024, played a total of 12 games, had 21 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 4.5 sacks. This is a guy that I believe has a really, really good first step off the snap of the football. He has really good hands. He has a swim move that is real shifty. Some things that I'm concerned about is that at times he plays a bit too high for, going up against some double teams or going even one-on-one at times, because he trusts his power, he trusts his athleticism. So with some coaching from an NFL coach and understanding that these are not college kids, these are actual professionals, you're gonna have to play with a lower center of gravity, and then where you can utilize your quickness to affect or at least help some of that power. So with the first pick in the 2026 draft for the Bears at 25, I believe they go out there and get Caleb Banks. Now we move on to the second round. In the second round, the Chicago Bears have the 57 pick. And when I say this, I know some people are going to be like, what? But it's okay, because it's my mock draft 1.0. And at the 57 pick, the Chicago Bears will select Kyle Lewis, linebacker out of Pitt, 6'1", 220 pounds. Here's my reasoning. I think there's going to be a number of guys that may come off this board. Guys like the safety from LSU, AJ. There's going to be another number of other guys on the defensive line like Zion Young that'll be off of here. And some may even say this is a reach by saying or going after Kyle Lewis, simply because if you look at a number of mock drafts, people have him selected in between the second round and the fourth round right now. But watching this tape on this young man, he plays with fire. That is different from a lot of the other linebackers. I believe the instincts are good. I believe he can put on some more weight, not too much, maybe get up to 230, and then be good to go. He blitzes well. He's good in pass coverage. Man, if you go out there and watch some tape, there's a couple clips to where he's in coverage and he's making plays like a defensive back. He has the speed that Dennis Allen is going to want to play in when he goes to his nickel defense. And I think that even fits to some of the scouts that are even saying that he may thrive in a system that plays a lot of nickel. I'm trying to help Dennis Allen here, y'all. Help a brother out. But let me know what you all think on that. We move on to the third round. Oh, excuse me. For Kyle Lewis. These are the stats for 2025 before we go on. 11 games, 81 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and he could take it back for a touchdown. Didn't do it in 25, but did it in 24 when he accumulated 101 tackles, 15.5 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, and an interception that went for a touchdown. The guy has some explosiveness to him and some fire. Not fire, fire. Just watch him play. Let me know what you think. Now we move on to the third round. The third round, the Chicago Bears have the 89th pick. And I believe they go with safety, Bud Clark out of TCU. He's 6'1". He has 6 years of college experience. A lot of experience. Now, I know you're going to go out there and see some mock drafts that have the Chicago Bears selecting Kamari Ramsey, maybe looking at a guy like Genesis Smith out of Arizona. And I'm not opposed to any of those players, but I think that when I look at Kamari Ramsey out of USC as a safety who played in 9 games with only 27 tackles, it's a bit iffy to me, y'all. It's a bit iffy. So that's why I did not elected to go with him in this slot. I elected to go with the guy with more experience and the guy who has really good coverage skills, but could utilize and get better at tackling in open space, for my personal opinion. He can get physical at times, but at times you see him really, have to use a little bit more effort to take a guy down, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Pause. but but you want to see him be able to tackle better in the open field. But last year, throughout 11 games, my man's Bud Clark accumulated 56 tackles, 1.5 tackle for loss, 1 sack, and 4 interceptions. The year prior, accumulated 67 tackles and had 3 interceptions. So pretty good career in TCU, where he played his entire career. Comes in with the experience, should be able to provide the Chicago Bears with something. In the 4th round, at, at pick 129, the Chicago Bears will select Kevin or KC Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Now, this is if he falls in the draft. He has some issues with catching the ball. But hear me out. I don't really need him to catch that many balls. Pause. But he is a 5'11 wide receiver at 190 pounds and is a speed demon. So if you need him to come in on the offensive side of the ball, he can take the top off. But hear me out. I want him to be my kick returner / punt returner and then come in and be wide receiver 4. I don't need him to be wide receiver 4 right away. I just need him to kick return, punt return, and on certain packages, you come in, give us a little, little mini screen, little jet sweep, or go run this fly route, out of play action. Boom. We don't need to worry about you catching too many passes in traffic. That can be an issue for him. That's why I'm kind of expecting him to drop in the draft. But man, is the man stats impressive. KC Concepcion last year as a receiver, 61 receptions, 919 yards, and had 75 yards rushing. That's a gadget guy. The punt return betters, the punt return and kick return numbers are even better. 456 yards in punt returns and had a total of 1,400 yards in kick returns. No, excuse me. Yeah. We good. All-purpose yards. And the man is electrifying once he get in the open space. I will admit that guys from like a guy like Zachariah Branch out of Georgia is very, very impressive. He can fit in this slot too. The only thing is not much experience catching kicks and punts. I want to go out there and make sure a guy's versatile, because if he has some explosiveness like KC Concepcion, let's be able to utilize him in other ways, because we know the bulk of the work, at least today as it stands, it's going to the others. He ain't getting that many opportunities. Boom. We move on to the 5th round. At pick 163, the Chicago Bears will select Isaiah World. Whose world is this? It's ours. We trying to be off-season champs for 4 years in a row, y'all. Let's make it happen. Nonetheless, Isaiah World is an offensive tackle out of Oregon. 6'8", 320 pounds. This is why I believe he will be available in the 5th round. And some of you all may be like, nah, Bobby, why would we do it? But hear me out. I've been saying it. Hear me out. He tore his ACL in the college football playoff, y'all. But that has not put Ryan Poles off from a certain player. He is known as a guy that is a high character guy. That's one of Ryan Poles' top things when he goes to talk to players. This is a guy that you can buy low on and potentially get high reward on. I'm not anticipating the Chicago Bears wanting him to come in and be the day one starter. This is a guy that you can work with and have reassurance with, that in case Theo's not working out throughout the season, Ozzie has a setback throughout the season, he's not going to start right away. So he going to be able to come right along off that ACL tear and hopefully be ready to go if called upon. But a starter throughout his entire collegiate career was once with Nevada, then went to Oregon last year, has long arms, has a good anchor, does need some work for NFL talent, but this is a buy low, sell high type of thing. Low risk, high reward, however the saying go. But there you have it, y'all. Those are the picks throughout the draft that I have the Chicago Bears making right now without any trades. We can get a bit more exotic later down the road. For 2.0, I got something special. But for right now, in the first round with the 25th pick, Caleb Banks. And I didn't mention that the guy can play edge too. He can play edge, y'all. Number 2, Kyle Lewis, linebacker out of Pitt. 3, Bud Clark in the 3rd round, safety. 4th round, KC Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. And in the 5th round, a project. It's a little bit of reassurance in Isaiah World, offensive tackle out of Oregon. But hey, there you have it, y'all. That is it for me. Chime in. Say, Bobby, you tripping. Or say, Bobby, I ain't even know dude was like that. Let me know how y'all feeling. And check out some of these players, man. Some of these players, when you start comparing and contrasting different tapes, some players pop louder than others. I'm just saying. And that goes to what my eyes are telling me. Let me know what your eyes are telling you. But hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, man. And make sure you join the conversation below. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always bet down. And y'all already know, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Chi-Town up and bet down. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.